And then the next morning, he came back, like, he'd had like 15 minutes of sleep, which I don't doubt at all, because he just wanted to stay up all through the night.
Yeah.
But he came back, he's like, Robert, it's beer time.
Hello, it's me, Ben. Just to let you know, we've now got an email for the podcast if you want to get in touch with us. podcast@tpd.tv. Send us your funny stories, your embarrassing stories, questions, community feedback, literally anything.
No dick pics.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the View from the Afternoon. We've just had a few technical issues.
You're joking. But you're like tech whiz.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're a tech whiz, you've got to cast some spells.
Okay.
And
have you done that?
we're here, aren't we? People are listening.
We're not live.
I live here.
We're pre-recorded.
Yeah, to be fair.
What does that add to the conversation?
Well, you're saying we're here. That's not much of a spell. Me and Dan live here.
For the man who's travelling the world, festivals. Hey, so great news. We're here to talk about Rock in Park. Not to be confused with the other one.
Rock am Ring.
Yeah.
Very easily confused.
Yeah.
I tagged them when I was like scheduling my post for tomorrow. I realised I put all Rock am Ring. Well, wait, hold on, not that one.
Absolutely
Easily done, mate.
If anything, it's just like PR to tell them, look, bring us back. We have a great time.
Add another two.
Well, you say that, but when you post a story saying Rock am Ring's great, fuck Rock in Park's great, fuck Rock am Ring.
Did you post that?
Yeah.
It's rock and roll.
I'm not going to lie.
that.
I had the better time at Rockin' Park.
I think I've got to say I enjoyed Rock and Park more as well. But
Yeah, I mean, it's so difficult.
For me, it's just because Rock am Ring was cool as fuck because it was brand new to us doing something over there. It was massive. It's on the Nürburgring, so you've got cool stuff like the pits and the track and stuff. But once you've got over that, it's a massive festival with a lot of walking. Whereas Rockin' Park,
Stop slurping in the mics.
You did it first.
I'm allowed.
just rude.
You walked off a bridge, would you? God, that'd be a win-win, wouldn't it, for us?
Fingers crossed.
That would be a win-win.
What do you mean? Who'd fix the tech?
It's fixed.
Yeah, we don't need any spells now.
We don't touch
Who'd
it.
break it again? Is it on the Nürburgring?
Yeah,
Rock am Ring is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
That's
the
the
ring.
one we went to last year.
Rockin' Park.
One of the notes I took.
That's
Was
like them.
not on the where the Top Gear lady was.
No, it's not.
No, but
The
there
one in
was
front of the
another
front.
famous German at the place that we went to instead.
Oh, is there?
No,
Yeah.
not really.
No,
Because he was
not
Austrian.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was Austrian. Fair play, fair
Really
play.
famous though.
Yeah, really
one of the
famous.
most
Arguably
famous
more
men in
famous
the
than
Anyone else
than
in the
her.
world?
Yeah.
in a transit van.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine him in a transit van, though. He'd get shit done, wouldn't
Well,
He wouldn't drive an American car,
Didn't
mate.
he have something
No,
to do
true.
with?
He'd be in a Sprinter.
I don't know
What's the car that? What's the car that he had? Like,
he? The Beetle.
Beetle.
was it the
The
Beetle?
Bug. The Beetle, yeah.
The Volkswagen.
People's clues in the name, innit?
Affordable, reliable.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing
And
with
the Germans
the
car.
car. He knew what he was doing with the car.
Maybe that's what Kanye was on about.
It makes sense. Kanye.
Just loves the beat.
Yes, we can.
What?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's a strong opener.
Yeah, you can't get stronger.
Yeah? Can't wait to clip that later.
Great. So we've got this done. You won't clip your mic. It's fine. Anyway, carry on.
How are we feeling?
Tired.
tired.
Yeah, tired.
Yeah. Well, good otherwise.
You've all got another trip coming up, haven't you?
Yeah.
I'll
go
let
away
tomorrow.
Yeah. What time are you setting off?
8:30 in the morning.
It's early,
Do
innit?
you know why we said 8:30?
Go on.
We can go to Starbucks first.
Oh, where are you going from Starbucks?
Probably
Venti
a
caramel latte
large-
for me.
You know, one
With
Venti.
proper
Normal
milk.
latte.
None of this fucking millennial
What do you-
shit that you're going to be drinking.
Man, you know what? I'm just sat here existing.
Yeah, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I had a coffee with oat milk the other day and
Yeah? How's he doing?
tastes shit.
I think
What
it
do you
tastes
mean?
nice.
Oh, I disagree.
Do you know what? I can't wait for
As a
now.
man that likes porridge, I think it
Yeah?
tastes like shit.
Can't wait for the comments. Saw a comment the other day on the hot twos.
Oh yeah.
1 minute in, already mentioned vegan. What, even me?
Literally,
I mean, it's in the title.
Also,
if you want.
imagine doing that hot twos without mentioning the vegan.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of a
You know,
key part
it's my
of the eating chicken wings.
My key personality trait. I've got nothing left.
There was good vegan options at
was.
Rockham Ring.
Yeah.
Rockham Park, sorry.
You get it right.
Well, it might have
It
been
was a Lidl specific vegan stand.
Yeah.
Lidl.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
To be
cool.
fair,
I like
it looked
that.
like it just served chips.
Hey, listen, we've
But
all been there.
The vegan.
Sponsored
Stagecoach
by
represent.
Stagecoach.
Pommes frites.
The food looked really good, you know.
It was.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think there's all I disliked.
I mean, we only had 3 things to be.
Yeah, no, and I
What do we
liked
have? So
all
we had
of
looks
it.
great.
We had the Donna wrap,
So we had the Donna wrap, the Durham.
which was fine.
Yeah,
liked
when I look back at it, it was just it was full. Like that is a good thing about it. It filled you up.
It was full. Yeah, I didn't finish either of mine.
No,
I don't know if it
Could have been
full for
spicier.
the prices they're charging.
wasn't badly priced, I don't think.
No, it was. I
Right,
mean, coming
11.
from
No, that's a euro.
€11.
Euro.
coming from EDC, it was fucking lovely to
Yeah.
not be getting. I mean, you know, you're paying a premium, but you've just got to pull your pants down in America, and you just literally,
don't think
you
that's
are
how it
literally just getting the
it
piss
goes,
taken
yeah.
out of you every time you transact. And we did
And other times.
allow that to happen, which was annoying. Yeah, and other times.
I quite like the Durham. Like I'm not a big lover of Donna, so it's like a
neither
dirty
am I.
Donna from
I like
a
Donna.
proper kebab shop. I don't enjoy it. It's too greasy and horrible. Whereas that felt much cleaner meat.
What's your
Like,
excuse for your hair then?
That's it. Still wet
Is it? Yeah.
The distance.
product.
Yeah.
Yeah, moose.
Mickey. What else did we have? So we had the infamous fucking chicken on a stick, which I didn't think was as good as you guys were on.
Right.
Yeah, those
Right.
two
What
really.
was the mic? What was Raz's
It was
mic?
still really nice.
Raz had a
They
really
were
delicious
going
looking
ape
mic.
shit about these chicken on a
Right.
stick.
Oh, is that the chicken?
Let me talk about this, right? So we'd been recommended this, and we'd seen loads of people carrying these chicken on sticks around.
Called Barb and Strauss.
Now you guys had chicken on a stick
like-
last year,
Yeah.
But just chicken.
but it was just chicken. It wasn't the same. Now this, the best way I can describe it is pieces of chicken going up a stick,
Hate already.
but wrapped around it, like in between the piece of chicken, was like what I can only describe. It obviously wasn't, but it just was like a curly whirly Yorkshire pudding.
I've heard that phrase too many times.
We keep
I
saying
love
it.
it.
We keep saying it, and I think I might have been the person who said it first. But it wasn't anything like a Yorkshire pudding.
No, it didn't taste anything.
It didn't.
No,
ta-
it did
I-
a
It was
little bit.
probably
It
the
was-
same like initial structure before it went in the batter or whatever they do. But like
Whatever they do
it was a
over
bit
there.
bready.
Man, it was great.
It was
I don't
almost.
care
It was
what
strangely. It was
great.
more savoury than a Yorkshire pudding, even though a Yorkshire pudding is very savoury.
Yeah, I get what you
Maybe
mean.
it
I
was
get what you mean.
like pretzel, but deep fried instead of
Perfect.
baked.
It
they,
was
they
really
weren't
good.
that good. They were nice, but it was like it revolutionised your and Raz's life.
I
Yeah,
could
it
have
wasn't
them
that good.
every day.
Well, if only Raz was there.
Yeah,
to
well, you had
advocate.
3 in like a 12-hour window. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, because I had one before I went to bed, and we had one like later.
Next day, and then
had
we got one
like
before
just
bed
I went
again.
to bed.
Maybe 24-hour window then.
Yeah, well,
What else
the
did we
hour's
have?
doing really well
We
at the
had-
minute. So
Yeah, the
So we had
German
obviously the cheese pretzels.
Oh, I love them.
Cheese pretzels
Yeah.
are great.
I got the salted. I'm not a big lover of the cheese.
More so than the sticks.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I find
and the
the cheese
cheese-
is
I like that.
because they're not like they're not
God,
sold.
even I might have
They're
them.
not sold as like a meal.
Yeah.
They're like a snack that you just buy from like a snack vendor.
Yeah, like
So
a
they're
pretzel.
only like 6
Mm.
euros, and they fill me up. I had 2 and I couldn't finish one of them.
what were your worst meal?
Bloody hell. What was that?
Oh,
was that laugh?
Yeah, we had this fucking.
Just realising
So
so
we-
covering my face.
Wanted a pretzel. So we went this morning to get one, and they're like, this pretzel.
You went on this morning?
Only, yeah, yeah. Philip Schofield was there.
Whoa.
Raz needed some tips. And they would only serve us the pretzel with 2 white sausages.
It was like special Bavarian sausages.
I
that you
saw
have at
those.
breakfast.
They looked like dog poo.
They look like weird
when dog
little
food used to be
old man
white?
wipes.
Yeah. Because they had that chemical in the food.
Can't do that now in this country, can you?
When did dogs? Nope.
It's like decoration, wasn't it? Like those white pebbles people put
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Why do
Literally
people have
pebble
balls?
dashed.
We're going on a completely off tangent, but why do people have
Off tangent.
balls of shut up balls of
Balls of-
stones in their house? You know, you used to have like
Bring the outside in, man.
Paperweights.
so dumb.
Hey, who's still rocking potpourri?
Probably
I've
not.
never liked it.
No, it smells a bit weird.
It never smelt good.
No, it lasts like a day.
It's like a
And then
bowl
it's
of vegetable
Need
crisps.
to make a Sauvage one.
Oh, yeah.
I've
That'd be
seen
good,
those
wouldn't
like super air fresheners where it like comes
Yeah.
out like a fog machine, but it's like they
No.
get Sauvage flavour.
Oh, they're
Really?
like industrial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Love
they,
that.
They do them like that, and they do it for like inside your car.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
For people who sell things they shouldn't. But I
Yeah.
think that was the main
Is
audience.
that the USP?
Yeah.
Stinks of lavender in here.
Going back to those white sausages, though,
All right, yeah.
they were absolutely disgusting. So you did some research on them, and apparently you have to eat them before 12 o'clock because they just don't last
Midday.
at all.
Yeah.
What if you
It says
cook
that
them after?
The phrase is those sausages are not allowed to hear the chimes of the midday bells.
Oh, my God.
And mine will have done because from the bin bag that they ended up in. Because
No wonder the guy like recommended it though, because it was like 11:30, so he probably had loads to get rid of.
I ate all mine. I actually quite enjoyed it.
Great sausage
I
log.
don't think it was
going on.
that bad.
it tasted fine. It was just the feel of it and
Yeah.
the look. If it was brown,
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
scranned it
If it's
down.
brown,
it
it's
was
going down.
firmer
yeah.
as well. It was quite floppy and like flaccid.
And we had to take the skin off it. Like we saw loads of people like
Oh, did
eating
you?
around us, and they all took the skin off. I don't know if it was just those people in particular, but several people had done it. So like we were like, okay.
It looked like fake meat.
I tried
to
it
me.
both ways, with skin on
Excuse me?
and without
Oh,
skin.
did you? What do you prefer?
It was so much easier with the skin on.
Buying
Didn't taste any
sausage will-
different. Pretty sure you can eat that skin. It's like a normal sausage, isn't it?
I couldn't even tear it in my hands. Never mind.
What?
fucking eat it.
What? Really drilling down into the sausage chat. What?
I'm here.
What's? What?
Spit it out.
What, I can't. I literally can't
That
talk.
sausage stuck in your throat.
What sausage is it like that I would know?
Not
You
none.
wouldn't. Yeah,
All right.
literally none.
Do you know?
Not even worth asking.
No, arguably probably closer to a vegan sausage than a normal
Yeah,
sausage.
as I say, it looks fake.
It was a bit like those chicken sausages you get, where it's like it's got extra herbs and stuff in it to make
Oh,
it feel like you're not just eating some processed chicken.
like a
not
heck
like you know.
sausage.
Yeah, it was.
This is what the people want to hear, man.
It came with a sauce as well that was a bit like honey mustard with ketchup. Yeah, it was dead. It was odd. Quite nice. That went better on the pretzel than the sausage.
So what was
Raz had the worst meal of his
Yeah?
life. It was so funny because he had those sausages. The pretzel wasn't like a particularly nice pretzel. It was like one of the worst pretzels, but I mean, a bad pretzel's still pretty good in my
Yeah,
opinion.
absolutely.
But it wasn't like a particularly good one. So he had that and then a glass of sparkling water because that's the only water they have there.
Yeah, that's so annoying.
What was he doing in that shop?
Raz, when he's buying
When
all
he
those
got like
drinks,
6 drinks. What's
Oh, he
happening
pissed
there?
me
Thirsty
off.
boy.
It pissed me off that for some reason, and it shouldn't have. But
In all
in
fairness,
we're, like,
there's
triggered
only
by
one
it.
of them that I didn't drink.
yeah, but he kind of had to, didn't it? It's just like it was the equivalent of like because he was really thirsty.
Some kind of money laundering.
So it's
scheme
the
going on.
equivalent of like doing a food shop when you're hungry.
Yeah,
You
just
don't need
overload.
like so he's getting the Powerade to hydrate him, but all the other ones except the alcohol one would have hydrated him.
Well, the
to a
Red Bull
degree.
wouldn't. That dehydrates because it
Yeah, true.
just does. So does the coffee.
No,
And the
Still
Powerade,
bad.
to be fair, probably doesn't hydrate you that well.
he just didn't need.
Yeah, electrolytes,
He just
man.
didn't need 5 drinks. But
No,
fair
a lot
enough,
of
he can do what he
drinks.
wants. Like,
Yeah, of course he can. He's a grown man.
yeah, he is.
Oh, we also got some sun spray, but like you buy it from there, you think, oh, I'll be able to take this in. No, it's a flammable. It's pressurized canister, so it's flammable. And they were telling me off, saying, "No, I can't have this. I can't have this."
Well enough, Dan. Are you looking at my screen?
No.
Oh,
Is that the
I've
next
got-
question?
I've got a bullet point here.
Oh.
It says
shoot.
you flexed your
I did, yeah.
words, didn't you?
I
And
did.
I would like you to expand
Well,
on
that's
that bit.
that's exactly where I was going.
Oh,
Hello.
Yes.
really good.
Yeah.
I get what you're doing now.
Yeah, he's watched the video.
That's
already.
really good.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by
I
that.
do like that, Ben. You're smart.
He
No,
knows
no,
what
I
he's
was-
doing. This lad.
I was there with you.
Wow. Round of applause, man.
Oh,
That's
thanks,
good.
guys. Does that? So the tech is fine.
Well, that's
no, the tech's
terrible.
still shit.
That is
Okay,
good.
right.
Look at the tiny laptop, the computer, whatever that thing is.
So for the nerds at home, we're running this on a Dell Optiplex. That's about 6 years old.
What's it got? Like a gig of RAM?
Is it like an Android
16
user?
maybe.
Twice
Summer?
as much
How
as
does it fit 'em on?
It's got some in. We'll just download some more if we need it.
Oh, fair.
It's
Is
true.
that-
Downloadmyram.com.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Anyway,
so
now
yeah.
that's something you know about.
So I had a bag, and inside the bag
What?
was not that kind of bag, was some alcohol and also the sun cream that's flammable somehow. And the bloke was like, no, you can't have it. And I was like, but I bought it here. And he's like, no, you can't have it. And I was like, I understand the alcohol, but I've literally bought sunscreen. If you don't let me have it, I'm going to burn, and it's your fault. He's like, no.
joke.
9 mine problem.
He's like, exactly, 9 his problem. And so I looked at the boys as if to say, what do I do here? Because they're already through. and they just,
What do I do here?
showed him wristband.
Yeah, the only thing you possibly could do in that situation, aside from throwing it away.
But so I just tapped the wristband at him and he goes, "Oh, all right, yeah, go on." And it was literally
all of a
that.
sudden, this isn't flammable now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I went to set fire to a bush.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was
Still not the
I
worst
bet
thing
it
that happened
didn't
on
get
those
stuck around there,
grounds.
did it? You what, sorry?
Still not the worst thing that happened on those grounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well,
there was the crash of a race once.
Oh, okay,
the
sorry.
whole motorsport
Right,
events
sorry.
once a year.
I keep forgetting the...
You're not very good at hosts.
Hey, come on. No, because I'm just like, I'm in the world of like TPD as a entity. I don't know what happened before or after. It's just for that, runtime. I'm just really immersed in the experience, as I'm sure
He's
the
talking about what happened at the
audience
historic site that we're on.
Yeah. But that's not in the vlog, though, is it?
Oh, that's true. No, that would.
isn't it?
No, we didn't go back in time in the vlog.
So your big night out, the first night, why did you two go home early?
I didn't.
Not you, them two.
So I was really tired because we'd all got up at 5:30 in the morning
Yeah.
to fly, and we had a chill the night prior with like 5 of us in the van, which we never do anymore. So that ran on like 3 hours later than we intended it to. So we didn't really get much sleep, and then we spent half the night laid in bed in the hotel just laughing.
Yeah,
that was
trying
Like,
shit.
we were just laughing about
Two
like
chill boys.
coming in different ways, or we were just talking about like coming.
The difference in taste.
Yeah, I know. Well, you two, you're a man seem to have a great time.
Well, I had a great time
Yeah,
as well,
yeah.
but like after EDC and really hitting a wall at EDC, and then after Slam Dunk, like catching myself in the moment, like losing focus,
Yeah.
I thought like, this is great, but I should go to bed to maximize my tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've already seen Green Day. I've already had a great night here for 45 minutes. I'm going to cash out now and not risk potentially staying out another 2 hours to then make my tomorrow way better. And my weekend was better because of it.
To be fair, you don't want to fuck it on the first night, do you?
No, absolutely not. And because I knew the other stage was finishing quite shortly after we left. It was like, well, I know there's not much is going to go on afterwards. Comparing it to Rock Am Ring, because after like the last act finished,
that was it.
That was kind of it. I was like, well, I know there's not really going to be much left anyway, so I don't. Okay, I'm tired. I'm off to bed.
Sometimes it's nice, though, isn't it, when the squad splits up
Yeah.
and get some different vibes. Yeah.
I had a really good night with Raz. It's been a long time since him and me have done all
Such
that.
a wild pair in that.
But it was fantastic. Like so there's two different little DJ tents. One's NRJ and one is Red Bull. We stayed at NRJ until they left, and then the songs got really German. So we decided to go Red Bull and back to stuff we knew. So it was like we had a good time there, and then something German to come on. We'll go back to NRJ, wait for it to get German, go back to a Red Bull, and it was like we were just swapping back and forth a little bit, having some drinks, having a dance, and just having a good time. It was great.
Just wait for it to get German.
Yeah. Wait for it to get German and leave.
God damn it.
Like me, that was
Why is,
born there.
why is there culture in
God.
that country?
He said, I was born here to practically every person he met over the weekend.
It was mad.
Factual
It is a
weekend,
joke
eh?
for the record. I'm doing it playing into the fact that I say it.
Do they know that? Do you say
No,
after?
they don't, but these guys
Oh,
laugh
right,
about it.
okay.
No, we just feel cringe. And,
Did
Yeah,
you all
but
have,
that's funny, isn't it?
nah, I'm picking.
did you all have your own tents? Or do you share?
We shared.
No, we had to share.
We shared. They gave us tents, so the Rocking Pipe branded, which was cool.
So-
Even the sleeping bag was Rocking Pipe
Did you have
branded.
like a little pitch then? Or like,
Yeah.
what? I couldn't tell what did you have like a little
It was
square
ace.
to like chill? Yeah.
So it's called Utopia Camping, and I don't know how much it costs because Raz sent an archived image of the 2024 costs, and it was 145 euros, which is then going to be on top of your ticket as well,
Yeah.
of course. But then the link for this year is 500 euros.
Ooh.
So I
Maybe
don't.
that includes it.
I think that's the difference. So I think the one we had in the video, I said it was 145 because that's what I thought at the time, but it's since been brought to my attention that it might have actually been 500 euros. And if it is,
Is that 500 on top of the ticket?
yeah. So if it is that
Surely
much,
not.
I don't think that's a very good value.
No, I don't think that's good
when you
value
can
at
get
all.
a £30 tent and camp next to the lovely lake
Yeah.
in general.
But is that the option for us having tents pre-pitched for us?
That's the 500 one.
Oh, all right, and then 145 is probably just to camp in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that yeah.
I think so.
I'd never.
I'd take the
want them
£30
to-
shit and camp there then.
I'd take my £30 shitter and £145 option. Why would you pay?
I mean,
500
that's
for that?
kind of like what we did last year, wasn't it? At Rock am Ring.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, do you know what? It was. The point is, we can't really figure out how much it's worth, how much it costs. But it was
Price to
great.
value.
Like, speaking, just was the experience good? It was great. Like, we collected our keys for the tent from like offsite.
It was so dumb because we went and collected these keys because they'd like locked the tent. But they'd locked the tent where all you had to do was just pull the thing off like the tent peg and then you were in the tent.
Oh.
Like it wasn't locked because so if you're going to lock a tent, you lock the two zips of your main compartment.
Yeah.
This had just locked like the very bottom, like outer cover
Right.
to the tent peg on the floor.
There is no way. Like the lock is only for you.
Yeah.
Your peace of mind.
Yeah.
If someone's robbing, a lock on a tent is not going to stop anyone.
Absolutely
In
not.
fact, if anything, I would probably say it's going to make you more of a likely
If I see a
target.
lock on a tent, I'm like,
What's in there?
What's in there? Yeah.
well,
I'm
as
So it was
robbing.
you who took my mega boom all those years ago.
Raz knows. He got a didn't he
Yeah,
get
he
a
got
gash or
slashed.
something?
Yeah. How was it got
Never
slashed?
gets a gash.
It is really good, that
No,
campsite
good
though.
around.
It's like right next to the arena. So if you're chilling, you can hit main stage.
How
Like,
big's the site then?
That campsite was pretty small, wasn't it?
But the
Yeah.
actual total thing.
It's hard.
80,000.
Okay.
The thing is, it's in the like middle of the city, and the campsites are quite spread out because campsites are all around this lake. So if you had like a full map, it looks quite big, but the actual arena, let's say, is pretty small.
yeah.
Like you've only kind of got space for two stages, and then there's already a structure which is like an ice
Yeah,
hockey
yeah,
arena in place, and then that's kind of it.
And you're camped quite close to that.
Yeah.
Like we were like really close to the main stage, and yeah, it was great. Like, and it was also right next to where the beer guys refill their beer
yeah.
backpacks. So they have like you know at Benicassim,
I know all about the beer guys.
the beer
mate.
guys,
Yeah, yeah.
and so we could just get beer from
Yeah.
there, and you know we're paying for it every time. Of
Cashless
course.
Festival.
Yeah,
You can just transact when you want. No,
well,
no issues.
sometimes, but
Smooth as.
yeah, it was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
God, it was class, man. It was
looked really
absolutely
good.
brilliant.
Sure, it looked really good. I'm as you know, I'm not much of a rocker, but it looked quite good. And of course you saw Maneskin, which
Oh,
Yeah.
Great.
yeah, absolutely love them.
Like, we saw him at Glasgow
And
last year.
Beartooth as well. I saw you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
sick.
Fantastic. We
Two
saw
great
Maneskin
acts.
at Glasgow last year, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
just been waiting for everyone else to watch them. Like, especially
They're
him,
great,
'cause,
man, aren't they?
Like, to start with, you had like a negative head on them
Mm.
because obviously what they're called
Eurovision.
Yeah, Eurovision.
Yeah.
So it comes with like a comedy
European.
feeling background to it, doesn't it?
Mm.
But
I just don't take it seriously.
yeah,
They
but
really-
they truly are to be taken seriously.
Yeah, they've really proven themselves now.
I don't know about Eurovision really. We used to have it on in house, like with my mum and dad, like 25 years ago, and my only memories of it are like talentless miming solo acts.
And ABBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point, but like, it's just not something to generally be taken seriously, in my opinion. But God,
mean,
was I fucking wrong?
What I remember is like the bin man from England years ago. Like he did it, didn't he? And he was our spokesperson.
Never done
Never
that.
know that.
There was a bin man who like had it must have been X Factor or something that he went on, and he had a really good voice. Didn't make it for X Factor, but he went and
Not
did
very good voice.
Eurovision. Didn't win Eurovision.
Sounds good, man.
But yeah, but that's why
He's a
like,
bin man
I think that's why I tie comedy aspects to it because you know we had a fucking bin man on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, did have a good voice.
The I can't remember which country it was, but was it last year or the year before? There was a guy who wore this like green bubble shell thing. He said the song like cha cha cha. That's my favourite song.
I very
catchy.
rarely watch it. I watch
Oh,
it
I
more
never
when I was
watch it.
younger.
I don't. Yeah, I only watch it in like
shit about it.
Watch highlights.
drinking or something.
It-
Highlights.
Maybe I don't understand it, but I bundle it in with like the Disney adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
like
can see that.
I know what you
it's
mean.
just so not fair enough. You like it, like
Yeah,
no
yeah.
disrespect to you, but it's just so like I'm just so not interested. Give me a bag of crisps.
Awful.
That'd be better than Eurovision Song Contest. Eurovision,
Crispy
everyone do your.
competition.
Europe's got paprika.
Every country like presents a flavour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they did that for was it World Cup or Euros? And it's like German had bratwurst, English had
Well,
roast
Lineker
beef.
was all over that, wasn't
It
he?
was Japanese teriyaki chicken, I think.
Yeah,
Like, there was 4
When
flavors.
Jimmy Carr had his crisps. Didn't he have like tomato ketchup or something? Jimmy
he?
Carr.
They've
Yeah,
always
like
done
4
tomato ketchup,
comedians.
but they might just put him on the bag.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I found in M&S. I fancy. They do these Marmite rolls. It's like
Oh yeah.
it's almost like crusty biscuit, but it's not actually biscuit. It's breaded.
What,
It's lovely.
like a cinnamon swirl?
Yeah, like that.
Marmite.
But instead of it being the bread of a cinnamon swirl, I keep saying bread. It's not that. But it's more like
It's crusty bread.
cheese twist type stuff.
Like flaky.
Yeah, not
Sounds
not
nice, though.
proper flaky, but flaky.
Bad description.
Yeah, well, I'm shit at describing stuff.
I think I actually kind of know what he means, though.
But it's not bread.
I'm
yeah.
not very good at
It's
describing
not
stuff.
bread. Is it like what's around the chicken on a steak?
Is it like a breadstick kind of thing?
Yeah,
Let me have a
a
look
bit
at
breadsticky, but not as rigid and solid and crunchy.
Who's that guy? Like on
They're
Joe
like
Rogan?
bites.
Yeah, like a little box of bites. Marmite
Yeah.
branded.
Oh,
That's the exact ones.
They look just like cinnamon swirls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look
But
bready.
it's the different bread.
Have you got some of them?
No, I've eaten them all.
I might get some of them.
Still, I'm in the free for £8 in M&S.
We need like on Joe Rogan or something. He's got like guy like, hey Andy, pull that up.
Yeah.
Pull that up.
That would be the dream to have. A
That'd
producer.
be great if we had a tech guy for that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we've needed to solve all these problems because we don't have someone to just do that. That's what the clicker was for.
Fuck the click.
R.I.P.
Ben had a great time with that
I'd
clip.
be pleased to know we've got it automated now going forward.
Yeah, you know this.
That's why we're on the stationary camera.
But this
You know this
is
single shot you're looking at.
this a one-off special.
Automatic.
Just let us know
I
if
like
you
it.
like it though.
The
I
only
like it,
issue
you
I've
know.
got with this setup is I keep looking at that instead of the camera, so I've not actually faced many people yet.
We can get some audience participation.
Yes.
Once we sort the windows out and reduce the light in here, I think this is a nice shot.
It's all right, yeah.
Squad together.
It is the lighting, the bottom
It's just
half's
the
a bit
light,
too
man.
dark.
It's a bit
the top half's too
offset, isn't
light. Lighting in
Yeah, it's a bit. I mean, you can tweak it. We're not.
Like that. Listeners will love this. That corner pillar of the window should be central in the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you know what? Who the fuck am I? I couldn't even get the autopod working.
Not Pinewood, mate.
It's not up.
The auto switcher.
Yeah.
Because I was using a different platform, but hey,
I can't get my HomePod working.
Oh.
User error, that one, though.
No, I think my fuse has gone. I just don't know where to buy a fuse. I
just take one out of somewhere else.
Yeah, but then there's another problem somewhere else.
Yeah, but.
Yeah,
There's
has a fuse
There's a brand
missing.
new toaster in there.
Oh, the old
yeah.
toaster.
I'm
The
sure
old,
that has like
the old toaster.
a good. Oh yeah.
Point. Well, it'll have to match the rating.
I know.
Okay.
To be fair, a toaster probably will have a higher amperage
For the toast.
thing because
So
of,
you don't want
Kinda
that.
hate
because of
it.
the crumpets.
More danger. I didn't do much in electrics, but I know don't do that.
Yep.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah.
we got a while.
How long have we been on? 10 minutes?
Yeah, about 10 minutes.
I've never had to make a video this fast.
Of course, yeah. 'Cause you do
Aside
that
from
tomorrow,
maybe
yeah.
back in like 2017, 18 when I used to
Coachella.
like do...
Leeds Fest.
Do you know what? Coachella's a good one, actually. That's a good example, but
Your Leeds Fest ones as well, like Jake says.
So when did you get started then? You got back. When did you get back? Day before yesterday?
yeah, so we don't often stay on the Sunday night for festivals. We usually fly back, but we decided to stay on the Sunday night. I'm really glad we did.
So am I. We got to watch Avenged Sevenfold and they played some bangers.
I didn't realize it was your first time seeing them.
It's not.
Oh. Well, in the video, like, this is a dream come true. I've loved this band for 15 years. It really sells it as if
I meant
you've
to
never
be
seen them.
that close to the
Right,
stage.
okay.
Like, because I would have killed to have done that at download, but the group stayed back.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, Rock Impact.
Impact.
Yeah, so the vid.
You haven't even been to Rock am Ring and you're getting it wrong.
Because we stayed, then we were fucked on the Monday, yesterday, coming home. Then you've got your commute time home, which, to be fair, we was probably back in the flat for maybe 12.
Yeah, but we did wake up UK time 4 a.m.
And I'm terrible at using tech when my head's a bit cloudy. Like, I need to be sharp. Like, I can't use
Bit
footage.
cloudy.
I know the feeling.
You were still absolutely hammered in the airport. You were screaming out frog noises in the airport.
Oh.
Yeah, I was. And I remember he was like, stop doing that.
you were like, why should I stop? I was like, well, for one, it's annoying.
And that really tickled.
But also, it wasn't even that. It was more the case of you're screaming in the middle of an airport.
So what time was this? Sorry,
This had been about 7 o'clock in the morning.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, he was because you
Yeah.
kind of went for it on Sunday night.
Well,
I went
catching
too
up
hard.
from this first night.
You know what we should have been doing? Having a drink with Neck Deep. And instead,
Yeah, but
I
somebody
was
chose not to get signal.
hammered out of my mind, stood watching Beartooth,
Which was still
which
good.
were great.
Yeah.
I was really impressed by that lad with the same hair as me
Caleb.
and equal talent. Caleb Shomo.
Yeah, the one who screams on Action for Dunbroken.
Yeah,
Oh.
brilliant. But yeah, so get home, and my head probably hasn't cleared, and I can't like actually do some like proper stuff. I was dabbling with thumbnail, couldn't even do thumbnail. Got a great thumbnail now, though. But it was maybe like 3. Is that haunted? It was maybe like 3 p.m. by the time I was ready to start. But guess what? I didn't have Raz's footage because he was going to Google
Still by
Drive
that
it.
time.
Razzie.
This is something I don't understand because obviously I don't do pretty much any editing, just most at work.
Right.
But like when it comes to that, so could you not start the edit and then once he sends it across, just
Is
like,
it
maybe leave
possible to
mark?
do that? Yeah, absolutely.
Is it a pain in the ass?
But whenever I do that, I just end up missing stuff.
Because it's also a case of you could have something and you could trim something to like, oh, well, I've got nothing of that. So that's a really short scene. And all of a sudden you got all these like 4 clips maybe for this one bit.
yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, I've made
It's
that.
it's definitely doable, and we've
Yeah.
done it before. But like, it's just your footage. If you contribute your footage like last or late or mid process, there's a much higher chance of most of it getting cut out. Just because I don't know consecutively where it exists in the timeline,
Yeah.
and I will just scan it once. Is there anything funny in here? Which is why I always try to do the airdrop. And we did try and do the airdrop, but like, I was fucked. Raz was fucked. He's just driven us back from airport. He's got CarPlay enabled, which always fucks with the airdrop. So it was just like, can you Google Drive me it? And I didn't want to nag him, but I said, as soon as you get home, Google Drive me it. And, I did have to chase it, but it is what it is. The vid's done. I've enjoyed making it. And I've had enough time today to, go on guitar. And I went to Decathlon to buy some tent pegs. So it's not as if I'm literally being non-stop.
They're too big though, aren't they?
They are big pegs,
Very thick.
Have you got a mallet to...
No.
I'm sure Raz will take his. Or you.
I mean, I've got a mallet for that.
Yeah.
There you go. Problem solved.
Where you sleeping tonight, mate? Do you have a roof over your head this evening? Or are you staying in
Sleeping my flat.
our living room?
Shit.
Sorry, mate, the guitar's staying on the sofa. You're going to have to sleep on the floor.
Wait, to be fair, it is currently covered.
Studio's out of bounds for sleeping, by the way. Professional space.
No, not shit, but...
We want to separate work from
Yeah,
you sleeping.
Sorry, but the stuff the shit it's covered in, you could use to sleep on.
No, I don't want to ruin it. Good stuff.
Oh yeah, you're
It's good
dirty.
shit.
Covered in those German white sausages.
Oh, no.
no,
It's
no.
been-
Look at the skin on.
Proper flaccid.
yeah.
A lot of skin on it
Good.
for some reason.
Yeah, next question then. Come on, man.
Extra casing.
No, we're not. We don't want the audience to know there's like a strict.
It's too late for that now. You give it up.
No, there isn't. It's just this is blank.
Oh, nice.
There's nothing here.
It's just
That's
an
your
empty
teleprompter.
Word
It's just
document.
the pipe screensaver. You remember that?
Oh,
at
yeah.
school?
Yeah.
Did you know in Pipe screensaver there's a teapot hidden?
Do you mean the maze or do you mean the pipe?
I said pipe. I mean pipe.
Really? Yeah. Oh.
Why is it?
So there's this thing in 3D rendering and modeling.
Hey Andy, pull it up.
It's called like there's something teapot. It's really interesting.
The pipey teapot.
so interesting. You forgot.
So it's called a Utah teapot, right? And it's a 3D test model that has become a standard reference object and an in-joke in the 3D computer graphics community. So it was created in like 1974 as like some really early 3D program, and they made a teapot. But 3D designers will put it in. So it's in like loads of Pixar films.
That's cool.
And it's in the Pipes screensaver. One of the points of articulation randomly using some RNG, there's like at some point, instead of rendering the corner frame of the pipe, it'll just sling the teapot in there.
Teapot.
That's cool.
Really interesting.
Any relation to Johnny Utah?
Who's that?
It is from a movie,
What movie?
Breaking Point.
Johnny. No, there's not.
We're really utilising the laptops on the pod today, man.
Do you know what? I think it's good to have the laptop on the pod. It's useful. It's more social than the phone.
Not my laptop.
And
Dynamic.
you know, I love my laptop. It's one of my most prized possessions.
I get a new one in 9 days.
What are you getting?
XPS. Latitude 90. Or 50, I think.
It's the i7 in it. Or the
so this is a 9420.
God, that one made in 94.
50. Yeah, man. Archaic.
I hate the touchscreen, man. You can just tell a touchscreen from miles away. Dan's got a pavilion with a touchscreen.
I like it, you know.
I just hate touchscreen.
Sometimes comes in handy, but very little.
Because what I'll do is I'll do whoop, and then I'll just use this for the rest of the day.
It's really annoying if I show somebody my screen and they go, "Oh, what's that?" and they press it. And it's like I don't want them to do that. And it just changes something on the screen.
Technology, man.
I confused my mum the other day. So she was using my older brother's laptop.
So you're holding a boy's hand.
Right. But mine's touchscreen. So I was just like,
Yeah.
to hers, and she would try and do that on his Mac. It was funny.
Get you off.
I just found
Stop touching my
Mum,
He didn't find it
this.
funny.
You just
Super Retina XDR display. Get your greasy mitts off, mother.
Yeah, he didn't find it as funny, but that's because he's a nerd like you.
Yeah, a real one.
Exactly the same as you lot.
Hey, what was Raz doing with that cig in his mouth?
It was funny. Someone gave us a cig.
He just had it in his mouth.
Yeah, he just thought it'd be funny.
Like a dog
and
with
it
a
really
stick.
was. It was the wrong way around as well.
Yeah, what's the wrong way around?
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah,
It's probably part of his like internal rule of like a cigarette's never touched my lip. You know, like have something like that.
I tell you, it's even worse than a
not
cigarette
got in.
touching his lip. It's the wrong way around. So the actual tobacco is touching his lip.
That's true. He
And then he had the
ingested some
tiniest
nicotine.
little puff on my vape to see what it was like. And I mean, like, honestly,
God, he's really
he's letting it go.
letting it go, innit?
He's
Good,
gonna be on the
man.
hard stuff next.
Oh.
Guy's 32. He hasn't barely lived.
Barely lived. Oh, he
I'm
drives
gonna
a
say he's
lot.
barely lived. He's done loads of shit. Like he's done everything I've done
Yeah.
and more.
And he's got a license.
but
less as well.
he's not smoked a cigarette.
not all about the cigs, is it, boys? Come on.
They're not good for you.
Yeah.
They're disgusting.
The taste.
minging.
The annoying thing is,
They
like,
do look cool though.
they look cool. And I like the smell of secondhand smoke. It's like transports me back to being a kid when my dad would drive smoking.
When your dad would speak to you.
Yeah. And he speaks to me now and then.
Yeah, when he
Just
wants.
doesn't
When he wants.
Yeah, when he wants to.
Anyone know where I can buy a Mondeo?
But yeah, like, it just takes me back, that smell. But the actual flavour of doing it yourself is fucking awful. I don't know how anyone can get addicted to that. It's
Even
like-
a menthol.
Yeah.
Do you like the smell of petrol?
A little bit. Love the smell of petrol. Love the smell of Avta. Love the smell of hydraulic fluid. Like,
Explains a lot about
chemicals. About
If only they could make hydraulic potpourri.
M15. oof,
Yeah.
sign me up.
A bit of
Nice
diesel on the
pure.
armpits, but not the perfume for the purpose of the joke. We'd have to go around the houses. It's so natural. It's just so smooth.
I think
What
this
is-
is great.
Listen,
I
it's, a,
love this format.
it's a pilot episode, boys. We're trying.
We're mid-season.
Yeah. Actually, I got rid of the seasons.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. Who were those folks?
Oh, they were great.
So it was a trio. One was called Mavin. There was Julian, spelt Julian, and then Liz. And they were
Trust.
No, unfortunately not. But there were three Germans who saw us at night and just came over to say hello, had some drinks that they forced on us, and
The
just
forced is a.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with this language here.
well,
Legally not
proper-
forced,
No,
but-
not forced. Jokingly forced upon us.
For the purposes of the tape.
They might bring a libel case to us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
might
they
do a
were-
Ronnie Radke.
They were three lovely people who were
Really
just
nice.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Like everything they said just had us laughing. Even the terms for what they had with them. So it's like instead of the drink being, do you want to drink my whatever flavour it was?
Yeah.
Or the brand, it was like my schnapp. And then there was the like you have to put a little flair on end.
Did you like the Twisted Teas?
Yeah. Did,
my
did
God.
I ever?
Oh my god.
They had their own.
Did they?
They made their own.
Like made
They made their own.
What, tea and alcohol?
It was in one of those massive 5-litre water bottles.
Iced tea
Yeah.
and rum. So obviously rum, it's got the
mate.
sweetness.
And the iced tea also.
Call it a bouncing bomb.
Well, that's not what they called it. They called it Mr.
Oh, we need to
Canister.
get some of that
Mr.
from
Canister,
you.
yeah.
Because it was Mr. in a big canister.
That
Mystic
sounds
Canister.
great.
Oh, is that what they were saying? The word
guess so.
canister.
I guess so.
Interesting. 'Cause I've
Yeah.
only seen that in the vid because I wasn't there. So I was
Let's-
asleep.
It was
Do you
bloody
remember that,
lovely.
do you remember that racing car you had in the flat one year?
I do, I
the
remember
one that was that full of like old.
Yeah, he was
yeah.
there for about 3 years.
It was an Audi TT or an Audi R8, one of that we had. One of the two.
Oh, I can't
The one
remember.
that got
It was
moved into the
red, wasn't
bathroom and
it?
went mouldy.
Yeah, it got some.
Get that,
some
but fill it with
Mr. Canister.
TTs.
Oh, Mr. Canister.
No,
They were great,
That
and
sounds
like
nice.
they were like, oh, is there anyone else? Oh, there's Rob in bed. Oh, Robert, it's schnapps time.
Like, I've only seen that from the vid. I wasn't sentient.
It was
at the
very
time.
funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
And then the next morning,
Great attitude.
he came back. Like he said, he'd had like 15 minutes of sleep, which I don't doubt at all because he just wanted to stay up all through the night.
Yeah.
But he came back. He's like, Robert, it's beer time, and this is like fucking 10 in the
The
morning.
thing is, like,
Randomers.
one of my least favorite things in the world is having like my sleep deliberately disturbed.
Yeah.
But even though I didn't wake up, I'm certain that with just his warm tone and his level of humor that was applied that was just right, I think like if I'd have woke up,
Yeah.
I'd have laughed straight
Yeah.
away. Like, it just so nice. That's the thing with the Germans, man. And we say this a lot. We say about the Irish. We say about loads of places that we go. But like, people can just be so nice, and it's
Yeah.
great. And for every knobhead, there's 100 nice people. And there's the old stereotype I was saying to you, Dan. There's the old stereotype of like Germans don't have a sense of humor. And I don't know where that stereotype's come from, because there was guys where we were drawing cock. You were drawing a cock.
On the suit.
And like,
I admittedly, I knew that I'd be all right because there was another one on it.
and they were really cracking wise in like a
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
funny way. And
The initial thing that I was going to draw that would have been much funnier.
do you know what Healy said it right? But not only are you being funny, but you're being funny in a foreign language.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what Healy brought up and said in that interview. But think how hard that is.
Yeah.
The nuance of humor, and you not only understand that, but you understand it in a totally separate language to your
I
own,
didn't-
to the
yeah,
point where
great point.
we're laughing at you,
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
I think it also has something to do with the accents because
The accent
it
helps
does
for
make
sure.
them
Yeah.
sound like the silliest gooses. That's
Accent-
the best
The
terminology
accent
for them,
is
silly
like
gooses.
it's like a little buffing. It's like a little power armor on the gym.
It's like it's a little bit camp almost. It's like,
It is,
I like
it's-
you. I love it. I
No
think
wonder
it's
you
great.
were up till 5 of them.
What was that?
actually
Was that,
six.
was that the morning you stayed? When didn't you have a lot of sleep?
That was that.
that was that?
Every night of the trip.
So that'll have been Saturday night.
So the first night,
Since
when
EDC for me.
the first night
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we're in the hotel,
Yeah.
we were up until about 1, maybe half 1, and then Jake
That's all
started
right.
snoring. So I didn't get a lot
killer.
of good sleep that night, and then we got up at whatever time we got up, about
Half 5.
Then that night, I had an all right night in the middle, but I still went to bed at like 2 or 3, and then woke up at about 9. Then that night with Mavin and the crew, went to bed at 6, woke up by sound check at 9:30, and then
Like
the last night we didn't get much because we woke up at 5 to go.
That's early, isn't it?
Yeah,
5.
a lot of lack of
Flight
sleep.
was at 8 or 9, something like that.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
2
I think it was 10
airport
past 8
hours
morning.
away.
Hours away.
We got there just in time, really.
Yeah, we did. There was a big queue for security, but really big queue. Really big queue.
Right.
Yeah, it was tiring.
Yeah.
Really knackering that. Didn't get a lot of sleep.
Good though.
Very good. So
Yeah.
worth it.
So
It
what do you?
was all worth it, to be fair. It was great.
It was.
Thinking about it. Like,
The best thing I've been seeing, like Stagecoach was incredible.
Yeah.
And we have done quite a bit since Stagecoach,
Yeah.
it feels.
yeah.
Mm.
Or have we?
We've only done
EDC.
EDC
Yeah,
and Slam
EDC.
Dunk, but
Well,
I'm done.
it's certainly one of the best times I've had.
it was a real, even though there's been quite a bit of time in between, like a real palate cleanser of like, just get, because we had it last year, if I remember correctly, of like, the Rock and Ring was like a real fresh start, as if like, right, okay, we had Slam Dunk the week before, but now it's like, this is the start of festival season, and what a great way to start it off.
Yeah, it was.
With this, like, put us in a great mood. So,
We had some great bands as well.
yeah, we did.
Really good lineup.
It's the home genre, isn't it? As well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't necessarily think there was any bands that, apart from Avenged, There was none we were like mega buzzing to see.
Yeah.
Like obviously Green Day is always like a treat.
They were neck deep.
There was Neck Deep, obviously, but other than that, it was just like, oh yeah, I like them. Like we're
Which
not
made it like even better when they were really good.
Yeah.
Like Atreyu, sick. Maneskin,
Brilliant.
sick. Neck Deep, sick. Obviously, we were excited for Neck Deep. Avenged, they're their own worst enemy, to be honest. They've
I was
been playing
really,
some
really
bangers
disappointed with them.
recently.
I think they will at Download.
I hope so for Mary's sake, because Mary's never seen them. And
I'm not feeling confident.
So what you're saying here, like what was
so
wrong with them?
Avenged, a band that have been going for 25, 30 years.
And it looks like they've been going for 50.
Yeah, they are.
They
looking
look fucked.
They're
ragged.
the supreme band of the genre, in my opinion, and
Yeah.
the ultimate mix of talents, the top of the game in each category. But you know, creatively, they want to explore these broader concepts and these longer songs and these more kind of experimental sounds, and I rate that. Fair enough, because they could probably churn out 1,000 backcountries, and they choose not to. Now, I'd rather hear 1,000 backcountries, but
100%.
like I got to respect it like they've done it. But when you're playing a festival and you're playing a 12-song headline set, I'd like a bit more
Yeah.
big banger in there. And it was as a real Avenged fan from 2000 and whatever to up to Nightmare, there was enough in there to satisfy me, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I had a great time.
But part of like, there's no joy like going to see a band with your mate and your mate's having a great time as well.
Yeah.
And like Mary, I really want Mary to walk away from Avenged this weekend, blown away. And
I see what
I
you're
feel
saying.
like, even though
As a
she's a big
first
Avenged fan
experience,
anyway,
right?
like she's not like, I'm not like saying come and see Avenged, like she loves them, but like it will suck for me if they disappoint her.
Yeah.
And it's, I would love Jake to be like, that was fucking
Yeah,
sick.
yeah.
But I
It
get,
win, like you said, a bit.
yeah, it does.
And was that your first time? Sorry.
No, I've seen Avenged before. I really like Avenged, but that just wasn't for me. And the same with Raz as well. Like, we both kind of came away from that. Just, it's the whole, like, you're at a festival, kind of play your.
Yeah, this
We
is
see it
like
all the time, don't we?
Yeah.
I don't
Just
get
play your
why
hits, man.
I don't get why artists. So if they're doing a tour for a new album or like that, yeah, play the new stuff, play the stuff people don't know. But if you go into a festival, if it's something outside of that album tour, play some bangers. Like,
Yeah.
you've got them in your bag, use them.
You
Make
also
people
just,
want to see you more.
to be fair, like bands just can't win either. 'Cause,
No,
like,
you never.
no.
I was having that conversation in my head while I was watching. I was like, they aren't going to win because I'm complaining, but someone else is having a great time.
and I've got two examples here of like, so my favorite album of all time is Biffy Clyro Revolutions live at Wembley. It's a great journey through loads of different Biffy songs, recorded live in Wembley in 2010. But most of that set is only Revolutions that came out in 2010.
Yeah.
So if I was back there then, I would be like, it's all a fucking new album.
yeah.
Now, Avenged live in the LBC, we loved that. We worshipped that record when it came out.
Incredible.
A massive majority of that album is a self-titled that had just come out. So it's only that bands have always done this.
Yeah.
I know.
Neck Deep at Ali Pali, like a big chunk of that set was their newest album.
But the
And now-
difference is that's their show. The same with Biffy. That's their show.
That's a good
Like
point,
that's
actually.
the show on the tour. This is at a festival with people with people who aren't necessarily a fan. Like this is your prime thing of here of like, right, we've got people in this field right now who have never seen us before. We want to hit them with stuff that is going to
Yeah.
draw them in.
Yeah, the best of the best. Like, give them everything we've got.
but then we will complain when Biffy Clyro do that.
Yeah, no,
So there
absolutely.
really is.
Yeah,
you
no, there is no
you just
winning.
Can't win. And sorry, Dan. Avenged weren't billed as a headliner at this event, which is weird because they kind of
Yeah.
were, but then they weren't. They were on the second stage, and it seems that other German band had the proper headline billing. At Download, they're a headliner.
Yeah.
Well, that's what a lot of the Germans were saying. Like, doesn't matter what festival you go to, if it's rock or metal or just like them, it's you end up with a headliner always being either Die Toten Hosen or that other one, Die Hartzie or something like that.
Yeah, they're art something.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. But always they'll have a headliner of one of those two. And it's just because they're like the biggest bands in the country. It's like Iron Maiden at
It
down.
makes sense, doesn't it? Like,
I guess what the other, and it kind of goes with what you're saying of like they weren't kind of billed as a headliner of like, I thought they didn't look interested. I don't know, like,
Well, I spoke to M Shadows,
oh yeah, you did actually, didn't you?
and
check it out.
he's
on
really
the
jet lagged
second time.
apparently.
Yeah. But just none of them looked interested whatsoever. And that was just another a really small factor of to being like, well, if they can't be asked.
Maybe because they were in Jakarta,
Yeah.
Oh, that is a long trip.
and well, I don't know if they came straight from there, but if they didn't, they went from Jakarta to the United States to Orange County or whatever, and then over to Europe. Yeah. They did a show in Germany already with one of their arena shows, and then they've got to come and do this festival. They're not on until 11 p.m. Maybe they were knackered.
Yeah,
and,
no, I get that, but that was just an extra little thing of like, God, I can't be asked now.
Saps a little bit out of you.
Yeah, it really does.
But to end on, I mean, I love the song "Save Me," but I think it's 11 minutes long.
Yeah.
And it's great emotional journey through their time, like as they kind of would coming to the end of the Nightmare album after the Rev died. But like that, like I was really happy with that, but like that just isn't the one for so many people.
No.
And that's like 11 minutes long or maybe 9 minutes long. And then after that, you're ending on like an 8-minute new one.
Yeah.
And it's like, so that's 20 minutes there where, yeah, your diehards are going to be happy. But, you know, we're also just I'm kind of repeating myself now, but yeah, it was great. But when a band's that great, I just want them to be, I feel personally responsible for everyone that I've recommended them.
Yeah, I get that. It's like when we went to America and we bigged up everything and
Chick-fil-A.
Jake around for the first time and everything was just not what we remembered. Because
Yeah.
it's obviously all golden in our eyes because it's our first time.
Yeah.
And then we took him around all shitholes.
Sweet one.
Here's a
Homeless man shitting over there, Jake.
Yeah, this is where we saw a naked man's cock last year.
So
Here it is.
Real
who was the highlight then?
Maneskin.
Yeah.
Truly, it was Maneskin. Just because, like, just from the first song,
Yeah.
it was like,
They've got good energy, man.
yeah.
Have you seen him live?
Not live.
Mate, it's impressive.
I
It
can
feels
imagine, yeah.
like what you'd imagine proper old school, like
It was just a proper rock and roll show.
Good looking
It was
Italians.
great.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say there's two good.
Well, we're all good on the inside.
I'm going to actually spend some time rewatching that because it's pro shot at Rock
Yeah, it is, yeah.
and Ring. And I can see myself really becoming a fan.
I can hear you now, like playing along to some shit.
Yeah.
Because it's great to like freestyle as well.
It really is. And it's all like just at like the pinnacle of like my level. It's nothing too complicated.
And you do look exactly like the
You do.
guitarist.
No, he's. Do you know what? We can't be dissing too many people. I know you weren't there, but I was thinking this today because there's a bit in the video where I'm like slating someone. But like, as we get bigger, like it's very likely that some of these people will end up like stood in a room with at some point.
Yeah, but
I was watching a frontman of a band that we all know, not personally know. I don't really like this band. And I was just watching and thinking, this is the least cool person I've ever seen in my life. How do people think this guy's cool? And then I was like, I can't put that in because I know at the HMAs or in an after party somewhere, I'll be face to face with that guy.
Yeah.
oh, I guess we're not the real deal then.
I guess
Suffering
not.
with
Hey,
success.
have a look at this. Have a listen to this, listeners. So we were trialing taking the real deal lettering off the thumbnail.
Camera's over there, not the screen.
I'm making sure that they can see it. And through no reason other than like just sometimes it's good to rethink things. I've started putting a border on the thumbnail. And do we really need the real deal on there?
I think it looks better without.
I think visually it looks better without. This is
Yeah.
the challenge with making thumbnails, and that is my favorite process of the whole thing is doing the thumbnail. By the way, I love it, but you've got to throw good design to the wind
Yeah.
Yeah.
because like there's so many times where we're like this one looks better.
Yeah.
It's like but it's
Is
not
it gonna
designed
look
to
good?
look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's designed to
that
grab your
tiny little
attention.
thing on a phone.
But a little peek behind the scenes there.
Beep beep.
What a weird little ecosystem the old thumbnail is now. You know what I mean? Like the thought process that goes into it.
I mean, Mr. Beast.
I was just about to say, like,
He's got the guy, hasn't he?
He's
yeah.
he's both
I hate 'em.
like set the bar, but also killed it at the same time.
It's just
Of,
awful.
Like he knows exactly what to do, but it's like,
Yeah.
Mr. Beast or the thumbnail guy?
well, I mean both. Like
He was the master behind the curtain.
it's got that aesthetic. He knows exactly what you want, but if you're not doing that, then what the fuck are you doing?
And that's the thing. Everyone else's thumbnail then just becomes that way, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
until the next person who takes off has a different thumbnail style that works really well, and you just follow that one instead.
God, I love doing the thumbnails. What's my favourite thumbnail that we've done?
Don't know.
What have we got? The EDC one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Mind you, just talk amongst yourself.
Okay.
This is podcast in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Thumbnail review.
Thumbnail podcasts.
Yeah.
I don't think
So I think-
We'll tell you what, we'll do thumbnail review next time.
with multicam as well.
Yeah, and on screen
not
with
the
the thumbnails
mulligan.
cycling past.
So what are we saying about the whole festival then? So you've got Download coming up. You've just done this. You've obviously done tons of rock festivals. Where are you putting this then? I think as we go through
Great idea.
these reviews, we need to start, getting nothing strict,
Tally it up.
but
out
a
of
little
37.
tally, like what we're thinking, facilities, lineup, theme, however which way you want to go about it, but where you're placing it.
Pretty good, you know.
Yeah, it was good.
It's got good facilities. There's lots of toilets. Water points are
Oh, I see.
a
I
little bit more
disagree.
sparse.
I do disagree on that. I struggled to find toilets, and when there was some,
Okay, don't get too focused on the facility.
but no, but like I
Was it
You
good?
could just piss on the fence.
yeah, absolutely. But when there was toilets, there wasn't many of them. And to be fair, we were speaking
I
to
didn't have to queue once.
to someone, and they said they had actually changed their Portaloo supplier,
Interesting.
and they
Boring.
said, "No, it is boring." But we spoke
It's
to
easy
someone,
by the looks of it.
and they had
yeah.
changed the supplier for Portaloos.
Wow.
So there's a little bit of information.
Okay, maybe I'll tweak the scoring system.
they're
Was it good
also-
or not?
There also wasn't enough water points though. Like there was no water in our camp.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Well, there was, but it was mixed with hops and barley and on a man's
Yeah.
back.
Well, I love my drink on a man's back.
I think, recency bias, I think I've got a good filter for that now.
Yeah.
But it was certainly the best thing we've done all year.
Yeah.
Let's start
Stage
this, if that's all right with you,
Yeah.
from now.
Well, the podcast.
No,
Yeah.
like let's start the tally from now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this is like, Slam Dunk don't really count, and we didn't give it a very fair trial, to be honest. And the rest of the stuff is this is kind of like when festival season properly
Yeah,
starts.
100%.
Yeah.
So if we draw a line now, unfortunately, that does mean it's the best one we've been to and the worst one
Oh.
we've been to, but
Yeah.
I think it'll be hard to beat.
Mad Coachella and Stagecoach don't get involved in that lineup, though.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Should we say
And also Snowbombing as well. You know what? That was a...
I know, but that's
Oh,
better.
yeah,
as like a
Snowbomb was
winter.
this year, wasn't it? Fucking hell.
I know it's a winter one.
Oh,
but-
we've done a lot this year so
Yeah,
far.
I've done a lot.
I've got to say that in terms of a festival, Rock Impact's the best one we've been to this year.
Yeah.
Stagecoach was an incredible experience.
But in regards to an actual festival.
Yeah.
If we go back next year, it's going to be boring.
And you know what? We definitely won't. And we probably won't even do Coachella as we pivot to looking at some other US
Not
festivals.
against that, you know.
I mean,
I think
the-
Coachella's good, but
The only
it's
reason
not
that we were,
incredible.
even Raz said, like, the only reason to go back, we always get a hit out of it. And we certainly, break even, a little peek behind the curtain. But now it's not so much about the money as much as like, is that the best use of everyone's time off work?
not.
And would we rather go to Bonnaroo?
Yeah.
Would we rather go to Austin City Limits?
Oh, yeah.
Knowing that,
Lollapalooza,
okay,
sure.
Coachella 1 did 1.7 million, Coachella 2 done 650,000, Coachella 3 done 250,000. I'm really happy with all those results. They're all great results. But it doesn't take a genius to see like
No,
Coachella
no.
4, what's the gimmick? We've already done Do It Cheap.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy to draw a line under Coachella
Me
now.
too.
But that's the same with a lot of festivals. Like, I feel the ones that we go back to on a regular basis, they tend not to be big hitters anymore.
I agree, and that's why we've really tried in these last 18 months to come up with this list. And
And as we can see with like a couple of this year, like us going to like we were dead set on not going to download this year, to be fair. But obviously something's changed and Bonnaroo.
yeah, the only reason we are going to download is because of one person has 1 day too little of annual leave left,
Yeah.
and that's the only thing standing in our way. And it's like, well, did we need to use?
I've got a spare day. Do they want to use mine?
Is that how it works?
Yeah, send it over.
But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. But yeah, best festival I've been to all year, hands down.
Yeah, it was good.
It was incredible. Like it really did blow Rock am Ring out of the water, man. Like,
But I do still just look at them as two different festivals though, because like
yeah, that definitely does feel that way. Like it's like Leeds and Reading, very very separate. But
see, it's
Leeds
not
is still
like
better
that,
than
'cause
Reading,
is
and Rock am Park's
absolutely
much better than
shit.
Rock am Ring. Yeah, so Rock am Park's
No, but
Reading.
Rock am Ring was still great.
I think
There's aside from branding, like they may as well be different things.
Yeah.
Like they are so different. Even with the lineup, it's so different. It's a totally different beast. And I probably would go to, if I had to go back to one, it probably would be in Park.
Yeah,
it's the more accessible one. Like you can fly into Munich and probably get a train over to that city. Like if you don't drive, you can probably a bit easier to get into than Rock am Ring, I'd say, because Rock am Ring felt quite out in the sticks, like just a little village in the middle of nowhere with Nürburgring attached. But
Unsweet Nürburgring.
just as a side note, Rockin' Park did seem to be very accessible for people. There was a lot of people using like the accessible stage and
That's
like
cool.
going
Loads of
around the side.
wheelchairs.
Yeah, there was loads of wheelchairs. So
I
that
kept
was,
inviting Jake every time I walk past.
but that was like really good to see.
that's
So I
nice to
give a lot of credit to them for that.
Big
There
up.
was also three sets of barriers for the second stage and the main
What?
stage as well.
What do you mean?
It's like you get the
Crash
barrier
barriers.
before the band,
Yeah.
and then usually you'll get a second barrier, so it's like creates
Oh,
almost
I know
like a
what
little
you mean.
pitted
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
And but then there was an extra barrier behind that.
Tertiary barrier.
Wonder why?
Weird, isn't it?
I don't know why.
They had that at Rock am Ring, to be fair. But the annoying thing was to get in the front.
Oh, you had to go around the.
And didn't you need it wasn't like a special wristband, but wasn't there like a stamp or something just to say
something-
like,
there was something. I can't think what it was.
You can pass.
But
think
yeah, it was a pain in the ass to get
was
to
it
the front.
not like to do with how full it is? Like, because you couldn't get in, like they'd block it off after a certain
maybe,
amount of
but I'm
people.
sure everywhere would do that. I seem to
I didn't
remember
see that
there
at
being
Rock
some
Park.
kind of two-factor authentication to get to the front of the
Now we're
stage.
talking.
Whereas there wasn't anything like that in Park, which was good.
Do you know what I really liked? And I wish more festivals would do this because I think it's a great piece of like little something. On that last night, just before Avenged came on, they
it's
announced the
brilliant.
first headliner for next year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, it's class.
I mean, it was
That's
Slipknot,
nice.
so it's not that good.
No,
Blood,
it's a
like
cool
Bloodstock
move.
do that.
Yeah,
But they announced
do.
like significant
Yeah,
part of
they
their
do.
lineup.
Yeah.
And Bloodstock's obviously really small in comparison to these major events.
Now, don't get me wrong. I obviously understand that sometimes it
Well,
might
there'll
not
be
be
a-
all
there'll be a
confirmed, but there's surely
business
there's
reason.
at least one big band that can confirm on
Yeah.
that Sunday night.
Nice
I wish
to
just
see
more
for that.
places would
Yeah,
do that.
It is good.
It would be great. Like
Because that's immediately
a
pulled people into it.
download or a Leeds would be
Yeah.
great to
Yeah.
just give us like a little sprinkling and just it was a great moment that I've never
And then
never seen
it helps
it.
your ticket sales for like after the festival, like for the next year.
It's already the pre-sales almost sold out.
Really?
But it's an anniversary edition
Yeah,
with,
it is,
with
yeah,
four
yeah.
stages and
Oh, we should have gone next year.
do you know what? I'm sure we will.
Rocking water. Oh, cruise! There we go.
The problem is though that doesn't exist, so we can't do that.
Oh.
I've given them an idea.
Excited
Though.
for something that doesn't
I've
exist.
given them an idea though.
Just on that lake out in front.
Oh yeah, it's got to be in Germany, doesn't it? Shit.
Yeah, it does kind of.
And Germany's a
Land.
surrounded. Yeah,
Land.
Surrounded.
landlocked. Yeah.
Wow.
They have rivers, though.
Yeah, you got
No, I
rivers.
could do like a little like river cruise.
Why do they do Rock PM Park?
Am I right?
Come on.
That's wrong.
Why?
That's Rock am Ring. AM PM.
It's im Park.
Oh, you are so.
Oh, I just can't even.
I wish you wouldn't.
And I applauded you earlier, man.
So what are you feeling about download then? How do you compare it to that?
Well, quite easily because a lot of the acts at Rock
Yeah,
Am-
the
Rock
same,
Am-
yeah. Right, okay, fair enough. Is it a similar size site? Like
Small.
similar size festival? Like what's the comparison there?
Capacity wise, yeah.
Yeah,
But
8,000.
download Donington Park is fucking enormous.
Yeah, it is.
It feels 1,000 times bigger at
Oh,
download.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited for download. It's tomorrow. Last year, I was mega excited. And do you know what? I didn't really have that good of a time.
I didn't.
No, the lineup was too good last year, and then when we got there, the lineup was too shit. Like, they just couldn't place.
It was too good in concept, wasn't it? And what they've done now is they've really gone back to the drawing board and come up with what I think is the best download lineup they've ever had. Relative to the time it's come out anyway.
A lot of variation as well. It's not just like sometimes they sit on one genre and just, maximize that, and it's like
really, really good.
It's great to see that it's sold out.
Yeah.
It was really nice to see yesterday that it's sold out.
It is.
So did it sell out yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how much I believe that.
The old
If we say it's sold out.
Hey guys, guess what? Our t-shirts have sold out.
Whoa. Get them, go look now.
But what was I going to say? So I got a message from a friend of mine who was like, "Oh, downloads just become like a mainstream like thing," and it's like, well, yeah, it's a major event, and this is what it needs. Like, it does need someone like Fall Out Boy, even a Queens of the Stone Age, who I don't like. I think he's a fucking prick. I'll never be in a room.
So that
with him,
video
I'm
I
sure.
saw earlier.
Yeah, what a dickhead.
If you are though, he'll knock fuck at you.
I'd like to see him try. He would though. He kicks people in the face.
Yeah, he does
Really?
kick
In the
he
face?
kicks cameramen.
He's just a knobhead. It's Josh Homme.
But
But
face.
Yeah, but-
Oh, I don't know.
No, I'm a vlogger, not cameraman.
but yeah, like it is mainstream. Of course, it is. It's trying to sell out 100,000 or however many tickets, and it allows room for like stuff like Outbreak to then. I mean, Download was never not mainstream. I mean, it was always.
Monsters
It's such a dumb thing when people say like, oh, they're just getting, oh, they're on Radio 1, they're mainstream. It's like, yeah, but
that's where the money is.
But like, all right, Bring Me the Horizon on Radio 1, Foo Fighters on Radio 1, but
Radio 1 is a great radio station.
absolutely,
After 70,
these are great acts. You should be privileged to have them. Fuck wanting Iron Maiden and shit.
It is mad that the proper like metalheads want Maiden constantly, and
God, I'm so
Slipknot and
happy.
the same fucking heavy bands.
What's interesting though is when did Download start selling out? Because it's not sold out every year, has it?
No, it hasn't.
Has it sold? Did it sell out those fucking Iron Maiden years?
Don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Did it sell out on the fucking? Who else was always there on the Aerosmith year or the Guns N' Roses year? I mean,
I'll give you the same answer.
It maybe could have done.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Guns N'
I think
that Guns N' Roses
I think
had
it did
a
on.
massive
I
crowd.
think it did for them.
Well, they're
'cause-
like 120,000.
well, it was the comeback, wasn't it, for Guns N' Roses?
Yeah, and that's when we saw Avenged as well that weekend.
Yeah, it was.
But it's great to see it sell out 2 years in a row.
Yeah, and great that they're taking risks.
Yep. Love the Download team doing great job.
And
Nice
ultimately,
one,
if you want
guys.
the festival to survive and succeed, it's going to have to get more punters in.
I think some festivals
There's
need to do
nothing.
to survive is change more. Like, don't have the same arena with the same setup, the same shit every year.
But then
like,
they've got to go through all the planning permission
No,
and the governance stuff.
I don't mean like the actual like you can change bits and bobs, but like you don't need to the actual layout of the thing.
Yeah, instead of
Put something else on, put something to do, like try something new.
And this is cool about Download. Like they've got dumb shit like the chili eating contest.
Yeah.
They've got like video game previews where you can go and play unreleased games. And do you know what? Like that's unless it's if it was GTA 6, I'd be interested. Couldn't be less interested in it. But there's going to be a lot of people who are up for that and excited about that.
Yeah.
Well,
They've got the wrestling on.
Yeah.
Look at Stagecoach. They had Guy Fieri cooking.
Yeah,
It's like,
like
just silly little
shit
things
like
like
that.
that are just
bloody jelly rolls there again. Keep seeing this jelly roll, man.
yeah, just something new, something different, something we haven't had
Absolutely.
before. Like, don't have to work, does it? Like, can just try stuff.
Yeah,
I
like
feel like
the-
that just brings a
Kind of
bit
does
of
have to work.
no, I know, but no, but what I'm saying is, if it doesn't
Yeah.
work, next year, just don't do it. Do something.
Yeah, it's like you could have like at Leeds, you could have like instead of Festival Republic, have Republic Festival and get Donald Trump over.
exactly.
Oh, very good.
Well, DT.
Oh, DT.
Oh. Very good. But I don't know. I've always thought that like festivals
I
can
agree.
get very samey. So put on some more silly little things.
There's something about. I wanted to say this earlier when you were on about those two people who were funny. I forgot the names. That's right.
It was free people.
Those people.
Mavin, Liz.
That's the one.
Julian.
Shout out. There's something about just the vibe of a festival and the punters, and I think you're just a bunch of guys or girls in a field doing whatever.
You're all there for the same
just
reason.
just have fun, chill. Do
And
some
that's
extra
what a
stuff.
festival has always been for me. It's like,
Yeah.
I've said it before, it's never about the lineup. It's always about
Be a
what you're doing with the people you're going with.
Little bit.
Tiny bit about that. If you get a good lineup, yeah, great. If it's an
Yeah.
okay lineup, Still take it to have a fucking weekend in a field with your best mate.
Do you know what?
You can look at it in both ways, can't you? Because like Boomtown has never had a lineup I've even fucking looked at.
Yeah.
But
And
it is
and it's
arguably
one of the best festivals in the world.
God, those
And then
pineapples were
Download
nice.
last year, on paper, one of the best lineups you've ever seen. It was pretty dead last year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just uploaded.
Yeah, but that probably happens when you sit in VIP all weekend.
We did spend too long in the VIP.
Yeah, we did.
And I'll tell you what's going to be great. We will obviously go in the VIP. There's lots of people that we want to say hello to. But Jack Smith don't have a VIP wristband.
So we can't.
So we can't go in there as often as we'd
Also-
like, which is great.
Also, we're kind of wearing. We've got specific outfits for each day, so I kind of don't want to be seen in
Yeah,
that
especially
area.
especially on the Thursday.
I can't
Well, we won't
remember
be in
what
there
day
anyway
it
on the Thursday.
Maybe you wouldn't, but I might have a AAA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you got some woman that give me my.
Do you know? I
is.
obviously.
Oh, you're both getting the anal.
I hope so, mate.
What was it?
Just getting excited over it. Triple M.
All right.
I would love a AAA to a major fest. I mean,
So
obviously
would I.
everyone would.
I think the one I'd like most is Leeds Fest.
Yeah, like I mean, there's no chance of us getting one.
Oh, no.
But like, it'd just be a cool experience. Like we've had them before to like smaller stuff, but like,
It is cool being backstage. There's like a certain buzz about being backstage.
Yeah. There is.
I just want to see like the infrastructure. Like it wouldn't even be about filming it. Like we essentially had a AAA at Rock for People,
Yeah.
which is probably the best clearance we've had at a bigger festival like that. But it would be so cool to just to see like, oh, this is where the guitars are.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, cool, this is like the band's dressing room. But I mean, of course they don't want us.
No, of course.
I mean, I want to know where does your internet come from?
But no, so,
Some shit like that.
so do you know? Do you know
It's not
what?
dumb, it's
But-
Satellites.
But I'll tell you what. Like that's a good thing that we're putting into the
Ether.
ether here.
Yeah.
Of like, if anyone's watching,
Yeah.
download or watch or whatever. Like,
Of course they are.
We can create some great content here because
Absolutely.
we're normal people
Yeah.
wanting to know this shit.
Yeah.
So obviously
must be
there's
more.
obviously restrictions about what you can show, but like
I
we want
would
to see what it's
download
like
it, not
backstage.
like
Like,
5 or-
let us show people what it's
Yeah.
like.
That's a good point.
What does it feel like when you rack up lines using the AAA lanyard?
Right? Exactly.
Just questions that we all want to know the answer to. Do you know what else would
Give
be
the
good as
people
well?
what they want.
Which is probably a lot closer for us. AAA in an arena.
Yeah.
Because we do know like a few arena bands now.
We can do a great co-op.
So there's a project that we might do
yeah.
that's under wraps for now, but it's a band's tour. That's basically it.
Great.
Yeah.
But like in an kind of official capacity almost.
Like a collab.
And I don't know if we will do it, but
I already want to.
yeah, me too. And that would be cool. But is how interesting is that? How relatable
Yeah.
is it? How many views is that going to get? That sounds like a day in the life content for me.
It's weird though, isn't it?
This
Because
goes on the Patreon now.
like it might not be real life to everybody, but I'm sure it's still very interesting to
That is the
to
thing.
anybody
Yeah.
who likes the industry.
That's
like
the
festivals,
angle.
Music.
That is the angle. It's like
Because
it's interesting when you're watching people who don't have those kind of levels of privilege
Yeah.
or those kind of opportunities.
Look at Casey Neistat when he got that 20 grand flight.
Absolutely, yeah,
Like,
great.
I'm never gonna get that. This is like it's so unachievable, but it was a great video. I really loved it.
Yeah,
Like, very
they
interesting.
were some of his
And I feel like it'll be like that, where it's people will want to know what happens, and we can show them, but also put a bit of a funny light on it as well, and show
I
us.
mean,
doing
it's just natural progression, isn't it? Like we literally said earlier in the pod, like, these festivals, some of them aren't changing or whatever, and we go into them again and again, and it's like, yeah, this is how content evolves.
Yeah.
But the thing is, but like a major event like a AAA is really not for like
It's just for the bands.
yeah.
No,
so
no,
like
of
so
course,
we
yeah,
might
but-
we will get like a AAA for X event because the thing is our friend
Yeah.
or this person's in the band. But like even if you're like the wife of like the fucking organizer, you're probably not getting a AAA.
No.
I don't know. I reckon they are.
Do you reckon just like go into festival and just say, see you, love?
Because then also some bands
You can't get in here.
because also
Didn't even get you.
You know.
bands can create their own level of access as well,
Yeah.
can't they?
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, so Sam was saying like he can make us
Can you have access to all
a
areas
lanyard.
twice?
Both areas. He can make us like a lanyard, and then we can communicate to like well, I mean, we're not doing it, but like Piccadilly, we can say to their security, where we've got this pass, this is our pass, so don't let anyone else come up. And apparently you can set that. And like at Slam Dunk, I think there was like a Jimmy Eat World, like a few years ago, a specific like Jimmy Eat World pass that you needed if you wanted to be side stage.
Well,
for Jimmy Eat World.
There was it Broco we were told not to do it for?
I think it was.
But that was just gatekeeping.
No. They did have one.
I stood and watched Broco from side of the stage.
Yeah, I know.
But I think we stood
maybe
at
it
the
wasn't
family side.
Maybe it wasn't Broker. There was
we
definitely
stood with the family
there
one.
was definitely a headliner. Oh, in the past like couple of years.
But the only time we've been told don't do it is purely a gatekeeping thing. It's never been, you need this pass. Anyway, just interesting. I'd love to have a look behind the curtain at some of these big machines. Yeah, I'm coming up to my 100th festival now. This will be my 97th, and I've double and triple checked my calculations. And Slam Dunk North and South counts as 2. Yeah. You know, stuff like that. But you know, I'd love to just have a peek behind that curtain, even if not for the content, even if just for personal.
I think it's cool. I mean, the closest I saw was probably thinking back maybe that, like, do you remember Kendall when we went down that side path?
Yeah. Kendall, we had good access.
Seeing
Kendall was
all the gubbins.
So that was something we very rarely get for good reason. That was an artist pass that we had there.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Terrible wristband.
The gold one.
It was paper. Oh no, I'm thinking of
Truck.
Yeah,
Truck is.
So we normally have press or media. That's generally the most common one, which has good functionality. You know, it lets Dan get his sun cream in. And it lets like Raz work in the media area if he needs to do that. Blah,
Yeah,
blah.
a bit of Wi-Fi maybe.
And it's how we met Simon Neil essentially at 2000 Trees. And then we probably have general admission the most often. But then there is sometimes the random ones. So the artist one was particularly good, because that's just almost go anywhere you want kind of thing.
But then when like the security guards watch your videos, like they just let you go where you want anyway, which is great. I love doing that, going places I'm not supposed to.
That
be.
is funny.
Like, front at stage where only the photographers are supposed to be, and I'm there with phone out.
Yeah, that was funny, filming Mary from the photo pit on the iPhone.
Very
And that was like
that.
after like the first 3 songs as well, which is normally like a reserved for like the official photographers.
in that sweaty wombat suit as well.
I bet that was nice.
But yeah, just call me the Wombats official photographer if you want.
Yeah. Okay.
Great band. Did you know the Wombats' first album
No.
was only released in Japan?
What?
Why? What?
I mean, the Japanese sometimes they really gravitate towards some kind of proper Western stuff. They love Oasis.
Yeah, my TikTok's full of like this cover band doing Oasis song. It's great.
I bet. Do you think the Japanese are going to have a great 2025 unrelated?
What? Maybe.
I think they will. They will.
Well, for them,
hope so.
for them, it might be 2026. Random, just.
I hope they have a good next few years.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
But yeah, the Wombats album just came out in Japan.
So the first album.
That is
A
weird.
debut record, just
But-
a Japan only release.
But if it, but how
It's
would it
probably
be?
been reissued since then.
Yeah.
How would it be? Like, you know, you said, well, suddenly they love a Western band all of a sudden. How would they know about them if they haven't released the music yet?
Singles.
I guess.
So you
Top
saying
singles in their area.
the Wombats' second album is classed as like their first album? Or
No, because you still wouldn't.
because surely like the Wombats are right. So the Wombats are in England.
Yeah,
And it's
they're
like
in
right, we've
England,
got a new album coming out.
Yep, send it over.
And it's like, oh my god, you're bringing out your first album. It's like, no, we've already brought one out.
They just would do that. Like video games do it the other way sometimes, or they used to do. So like, I'll get my facts slightly wrong here, but like, Final Fantasy
Which one?
that came out here in America
Here in America.
and in Asia is the same. Like it's Final Fantasy, but then Final Fantasy 2 is actually Final Fantasy 3 because the one came out in Japan that never came out here,
Right.
and they called that one 2, and then we never got that.
So one never came out here. One came out in Japan.
One came out everywhere.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy
2
1.
Final Fantasy
Came out.
came out in everywhere.
Yeah.
In everywhere. Now, Final Fantasy. Join Cloud and Link on their adventure.
Crazy Russian hacker.
What is the accent?
I don't really know.
I also don't think it's Cloud
Just
and Link.
advert. No, it's clouds in one. Anyway,
Link's Zelda.
watch the Angry Video Game Nerd. You'll understand. So no, they wouldn't have said our first album. They would have just said, "Here's an album from the Wombats."
Wow.
Maybe it was cheaper to release only in Japan.
Yeah.
Maybe they're on a Japanese label or something. Maybe
Cheap flights that day.
Or maybe
yeah, only released in Japan.
what, the cheap flights, so they put the CD on the
Yeah,
flight.
put the CD buckle.
Just buckle it up.
Yeah.
How did they walk them on?
This is strange wording. Girls, Boys and Marsupials is the first album by the Wombats, released in 2006 in Japan only. Many of these songs also appear on their debut album, A Guide to Love, Loss and Depression, released the following year. So that must mean their
Hang about.
major label debut.
Yeah.
Like how Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City is regarded by some as his debut album, even though he had actually 2 albums before that. It's just maybe just a quirk of the wording.
Yeah. It sounds like they released an EP in.
No, so they released a load of EPs anyway,
Right, okay.
like wherever people can get them. And then they released their first album in Japan exclusively. And then they released their major label debut worldwide on 14th Floor Records, which is interesting because that's where we are right now.
It's also the record label that Biffy were first signed to.
They still
This is
are.
Flat.
Well, it's
We're not a
technically
record
Warner
one
now.
fucking label, are we?
Yeah, they're owned by Warner.
Exciting.
Who also,
No, they're not owned by Warner.
don't they also make the Harry Potter game?
No, you're thinking of Louise Warner.
The Harry Potter game was so good.
Doing a new thing, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a shit DLC, that.
Yeah.
Also, I was wrong there. There is currently 14 for the first one was Mean Fiddler.
Mean Fiddler's a promoter.
Yeah, but they also had a. I'm getting my wires crossed.
What else are we talking about?
It was Rocking Park.
No, we talked enough about Rocking Park.
Yeah, we have.
We had a
Okay.
great time at the park.
You had a good time. They're kind of boring, man. I'm not really feeling it. We're practicing, talking about different topics and
I've had a great
stuff going on.
chat.
I've had a good chat, but I just think maybe
wrap it
we'll
up.
come.
Oh, you
we'll
mean
come
you've
back
written
to
some
it.
stuff down that?
Yeah,
that
well,
you've decided against.
Well, I wanted
talking
to mention.
Well, we've run for quite a while.
We have run for a while. I was going to mention, obviously, listeners and viewers, where we record a week ahead. So this will be old news by now. I just think it's really sad about Michael Mosley.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
None of these guys know who he is, but he's a TV presenter, doctor.
I might know him if I looked at him.
He did loads of like programs about how you can improve your health and live better and stuff like that. And from what I gather, he just went on a walk he was on holiday with his family, went on a walk and just succumbed to the heat or something. I haven't properly looked into it, but it's just really sad.
That's sad.
Really sad. Yeah, cool guy.
What a positive note to end on.
Absolutely.
Well, let's talk about something nice then before we go.
Yeah, go on. What do you want to talk about?
Do it quick because I don't have a
I thought you had something like.
So did I.
What should we talk about? Just to end on a nice note.
Yeah. Well, you can have a great time at Download.
Yeah, I'm
Just
gonna have a time.
why
at
don't
Download.
you-
Yeah.
And I've got to come back from Download, make the Download video. I've not even done the intro yet.
Yeah,
And
but that's
the
fine.
day after Download, me and Raz are on a super important
Yeah.
London commute.
Yeah, I've heard
for a
about
big
that.
video.
Well, that'd be sad,
That's
mate.
all we can say about it for now. But
Yeah.
so that's good.
It's good.
Cool project coming soon. That's not our project. We're just on another project.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're practicing.
True.
Yeah.
I don't need any practice, mate.
But it makes perfect.
Sure.
It does make
tell that to
perfect.
my Cliffs of Dover. Fucking hell. Some days it's brilliant. Some days it's terrible.
Some days very.
Hey, I'll tell you
very nice.
what. I hope you have good weather at Download because weather's been bloody
I'm hearing
shocking.
mixed
hasn't it?
reviews, man.
It looks like it's going to be
Shite,
a
hasn't
bit wet.
Mm.
So I don't know if I should take my boots or just fuck
Yeah?
up some trainers. Because
Mm.
very
We
rarely
can
when I
definitely
wear
get
trainers.
wellies from Fat Frank's if we need
True,
to. And it's
good
one
point.
less thing for you to pack.
Well remembered, Fat Frank. Need to find
Yeah.
that t-shirt.
Yep, you do.
Yeah.
So let's do that now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
go
go get some
me a
vodka.
Nice.
All right.
You're off to what?
Get some vodka.
I've got 3 litres of it. If you like, it's free for all.
I'm
Oh,
thirsty
three
now.
Anyway, whilst those guys are talking, thanks for listening. Thanks for
While
watching.
we're talking,
Yeah, so we can
keep
still
talking.
We've been,
That.
we're trying out a new format. I hope you like it.
You're
Comment,
still talking.
let us know how it went, what you thought. And yeah, cheers. Say bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Hang on.
Bye-bye.